Dunkin ServSafe Test Guide. TCS and Fathom. What are the two types of foods that are necessary for bacterial growth? Carbs or proteins? Quats, ammonia-based __________, ppm 4 _______ seconds. 200 ppm for 30 seconds. Which chemical, S, should be used at 12.5 to 25 ppm for 30 seconds? Iodine. Which government agency adopts and enforces the food code? Local regulatory authority. Which government agency issues the food code which is used by local agencies to regulate food service? Food and Drug Administration, FDA. What are the three things the USDA does? 1. Make sure meat, poultry and eggs are safely packaged and correctly labeled. 2. Inspects food processing plants. 3. Inspects food shipped to suppliers. Prevent pests by denying food, water, and shelter/harborage. What is the order of safe refrigerator storage? Top shelf, root food, seafood, chops, fillets, steaks, ground meat. Bottom shelf, poultry. The minimum internal cooking temperature for poultry is 165 degrees for 15 seconds. What is the maximum temperature that cold foods should be kept at? 41 degrees. What are the 5 most common risk factors for foodborne illness? 1. Purchasing food from unsafe sources. 2. Failing to cook food correctly. 3. Holding food at incorrect/improper temperatures. 4. Using contaminated equipment. 5. Poor personal hygiene. What are the 4 government agencies? FDA, USDA, CDC, Local Regular Authority. The minimum internal cooking temperature for seafood, chops, fillets, and steaks is 145 degrees for 15 seconds. What does the local regular authority do? Adopts and enforces the food code. Intentional/deliberate contamination. Alert. What does the assure mean in alert? Buy from approved and reputable suppliers. TCS and Fathom. What is the range of acidity that is necessary for bacterial growth? 4.6 pH to 7.0 pH. Water supply. What is an air gap? A gap between where water comes out of fixture and the flood rim of the sink or bucket. The minimum internal cooking temperature for over medium eggs is 145 degrees. How to properly cool food down. Second step, food must go from ______ degrees to _____ degrees within _____ hours. 70, 41, 4. What does TDZ stand for? Temperature danger zone. What does Fathom stand for? Food, carbs or proteins, acidity, 4.6 pH to 7.0 pH, temperature, time, oxygen, moisture. True or false, milk is more acidic than orange juice? False. How to properly cool food down. First step, food must go from ______ degrees to _____ degrees within _____ hours. 135, 72. Eggs, shellfish and milk can be delivered at a temperature up to _____ degrees. 45 degrees. What are the 3 things the FDA does? 1. Scientific research. 2. Issue the food code, which is used by local agencies to regulate food service. 3. Inspects the food that crosses state lines. Which government agency does scientific research? Food and Drug Administration, FDA. The minimum internal cooking temperature for ground meat is 155 degrees for 15 seconds. How long can food be left in the danger zone before it has to be thrown away? Less than 4 hours. What is the difference between cleaning and sanitizing? Cleaning removes dirt and debris. Sanitizing reduces pathogens to safe levels. What are the 5 factors that affect the effectiveness of sanitizer? 1. Concentration. 2. Temperature. 3. Contact time. 4. pH. 5. Water hardness. The 4 types of contamination. What are some examples of biological contamination? Bacteria, viruses, parasites, toxins, pathogens. Cleaning and sanitization should be done every hours. 4 hours. Intentional/deliberate contamination. Alert. What does the employees mean in alert? Know who should be in the kitchen. What is the temperature danger zone, TDZ? 41 degrees 135 degrees. The minimum internal cooking temperature for root foods is 135 degrees for 15 seconds. Water supply. What is a cross-connection? A physical link between safe and unsafe water. What are the situations in which you need to wash your hands? 1. Before you start cooking. 2. After using the restroom. 3. After taking the trash out. 4. Before switching TCS foods. 5. After handling money. 6. After blowing your nose or sneezing. 7. When switching tasks. 8. Before putting on gloves. 9. After taking off gloves. 10. When changing gloves. What are the 3 things you should do with damaged items or items linked to a foodborne illness outbreak? 1. Remove food from inventory. 2. Separate from other food. 3. Label. Do not discard/do not use. The 4 types of contamination. What are some examples of chemical contamination? Cleaning agents. Some metals that react with acidic foods. Which government agency inspects the food that crosses state lines? Food and Drug Administration, FDA. Which government agency makes sure meat, poultry and eggs are safely packaged and correctly labeled? U.S. Department of Agriculture, USDA. The 4 types of contamination. What are some examples of physical contamination? Jewelry, bones, shells, hair, nail polish, band-aids. What does USDA stand for? U.S. Department of Agriculture. True or false, plain olive oil is a TSC food? False. How many days can cooked bacon sit out for as long as there is no moisture? 7 days. What should you do if food was left in the danger zone for more than 4 hours? Throw it away. Which government agency inspects food processing plants? U.S. Department of Agriculture, USDA. Water supply. What does non-potable mean? Not safe to drink, but may be used for other purposes. What does ANSI stand for? American National Standards Institute. Water supply. What does potable mean? Safe to drink, cook with and bathe in. The minimum internal cooking temperature for reheating foods is 165 degrees within 2 hours, should never be reheated twice. What is the extreme danger zone for food? 70 degrees 125 degrees. Why is food that is between 70 degrees and 125 degrees considered to be in the extreme danger zone? That temperature promotes growth of bacteria. What are 6 examples of proper ways to cool food? 1. Smaller portions, separate containers. 2. Ice water bath. 3. Ice paddles. 4. Blast chiller. 5. Ice as an ingredient, drop ice in soup. 6. Shallow stainless steel containers. The minimum internal cooking temperature for buffet eggs and mechanically tenderized meat is 155 degrees. What are the 2 government agencies that approve kitchen equipment, small wares and containers? The National Sanitation Foundation, NSF, and the American National Standards Institute, ANSI. What does TCS stand for? Temperature/time controlled for safety. Intentional/deliberate contamination. Alert. What does the reports mean in alert? Report suspicious activity. True or false, mushrooms must come from approved foragers to control toxins found in certain mushrooms. True. Which chemical, S, should be used at 50 to 99 ppm for 7 seconds? Chlorine/bleach. What are the 2 things an outdoor garbage can must have/be? 1. Have tight-fitting lids. 2. Be sitting on concrete/asphalt. What are the 3 things an indoor garbage can must be? 1. Leak-proof. 2. Waterproof. 3. Easy to clean. Iodine ____ ppm 4 seconds. 12.5 to 25 ppm for 30 seconds. What are 4 examples of things that don't need to be sanitized? Floors, walls, storage shelves, and garbage containers. What are some common TCS foods? Chopped leafy greens, cut melons, cut tomatoes, soy-based products, sprouts, olive oil infused with garlic/herbs, not plain olive oil, meat, dairy, milk, eggs, cooked plant food, cooked pasta, cooked beans, cooked rice. Hand washing. How long should you wash your hands for? At least 20 seconds. What is a consumer advisory? A warning about the risk of eating raw, undercooked and cooked-to-order foods. Counter equipment must be ____ inches off the countertop. 4 inches. Hand washing. How should you turn the faucet off? Using the same paper towel you dried your hands with. What is an outbreak? Two or more cases of people getting sick from eating contaminated food, or proven by laboratory analysis. Chlorine/bleach ____ ppm 4 seconds. 50 to 99 ppm for 7 seconds. What does NSF stand for? National Sanitation Foundation. Water supply. What is backflow/back siphonage? When water flows in reverse due to a change in pressure within the plumbing system. Which government agency handles cases of diseases and outbreaks? Centers for Disease Control, CDC. What does CDC stand for? Centers for Disease Control. What is the minimum temperature hot foods should be kept at? 135 degrees. Water supply. What is the best and only guaranteed way to prevent backflow? An air gap. What does harborage mean? Shelter or refuge, or a place providing shelter. Intentional/deliberate contamination. Alert. What does the look mean in alert? Look at/inspect all packages received immediately. Shelf stock identification tags are required for which of the big food allergens? Shellfish. What is a TCS food? A food that must be temperature or time controlled for safety. What is FATM? An acronym used to describe the conditions necessary for bacterial growth. True or false? Lemon and lime juice can be used to control pathogens in food. True. Water supply. What do vacuum breakers do? Only allow water to flow in one direction. What is a toxin? An antigenic poison or venom of plant or animal origin. What are the 4 types of contamination? 1. Biological. 2. Chemical. 3. Physical. 4. Intentional/deliberate. What does FDA stand for? Food and Drug Administration. Food suppliers must be what? Approved and reputable. What is the best way to prevent a virus or foodborne illness? Hand washing. Intentional/deliberate contamination. Alert. What does the threat mean in alert? Know who to contact if there is a threat. What does the CDC do? Handles cases of diseases and outbreaks. The 4 types of contamination. For intentional/deliberate contamination, the FDA issues alert. What does ALERT stand for? Assure, look, employees, reports, threat. Fill in the blanks. The ____ the pH value, the ____ the acid. Lower, higher. What does the master cleaning schedule include? Who cleans? What needs to be cleaned? When or how often it should be cleaned? What is a foodborne illness? Any illness resulting from eating contaminated food. The minimum internal cooking temperature for anything stuffed, anything with 2 or more ingredients, and anything microwaved is 165 degrees. Hand washing. How long should you scrub your hands for? 10 to 15 seconds. Which government agency inspects food shipped to suppliers? U.S. Department of Agriculture, USDA. Which chemical, S, should be used at 200 ppm for 30 seconds? Quartz, ammonia-based. Hand washing. What temperature should the water be at? 100 degrees.